Contingency contract is known as one of the most difficult content in Arknights, and comes in the form of a recurring 2-week long event. There's a lot of mystery when it comes to this event, and not a lot of stuff is widely known. Risk 18, Risk 8, what does this mean, and what else is there? All of this will be revealed in the video. Welcome back to this channel. This is L, and I'm going to be talking about how to prepare for contingency contract. This guide isn't going to be me reading one specific source. This is me compiling a bunch of information from live streams I've watched, posts I've read, spreadsheets, and anecdotal evidence from some friends that play CN. Be sure to leave a like if the video serves you well, and subscribe to keep up to date with quality content. Without further ado, into the guide. So this is going to be an overview of the event, discussing, just explaining it. So just some discrepancy before. Some information I could not find for CC1. The one global will be getting mid-June, so I watched CC2 live streams, but they are the same event, and they're going to be similar. CC2 is just CC1, but just add some more stuff and have different stages and stuff like that. CC is going to be the abbreviation of contingency contract I'll use in this video. With this video, I'm planning to prepare you with information on the format of the event with some specific examples. In the future, there will be videos on specific stages, so stay tuned and subscribe. So first, looking at the interface for CC2, it'll look different than CC1, but it should have the same things except for the training room. So the first tab is going to be the shop. This is where you exchange bounties, the event currency. Second is going to be the training room. This is not going to be in CC1, but for CC2 it started. Probably going to be there for CC3 and so on. The top is going to be the fixed map for CC, and the bottom is going to be the rotation map. Next up is going to be talking about the tag system. Tags are sort of contracts you are to sign for stages. They add conditions onto stage, and they are similar to, I think, challenge mode stages, the challenge mode conditions. More tags, the higher the risk level. Risk level is going to be the final level that is dependent for some of the missions in CC. You have to add multiple of these contracts so that you can actually get the most rewards. This creates a compound effect that makes the difference between, for example, if you take all the risks here except for this one and you take the 2-1, you would have to bring 7 operators, have 200% HP, 200% defense, 120% HP, and 80% attack, hateful Avengers, but then, and everything else with more HP, more attack, more range, low DP, more enemies getting buffed. But then, if you wanted to take all of that and then add one more risk, you can only bring 4 operators. That's literally almost impossible. I feel like it's really impossible for us. So yeah, that's an example of risk levels, which tags and risks are going to be used synonymously. Higher difficulty tags will have higher risk levels. For example, if you look at the HP one, risk 1 is 25% HP, risk 2 is 60% HP, and risk 3 is 150% HP to all enemy units. In CC1, all of the tags should be available at the start, but in CC2, you have to do all of the risk 1 ones to unlock risk 2, do all of the risk 2 ones to unlock risk 3. The risk 3 has some extra stuff that you have to unlock, which we will go over later on. What this does mean is that you have to do every single one. You get to do them separately if you want to. Like, for example, you don't have to do a combo of all of them. That makes it be quicker, but you don't have to. But what this means is that you need versatility on your account as well, not just one big team. Because if you have a team that deals with, for example, Tier 2 rock breakers with Helliger, if your Helliger cannot beat that, probably can't, because you're going to be invisible, it's going to have more defense, etc., more HP, more attack, might kill Helliger, etc., or you have to play with RNG. But what I'm trying to say is that you have to be able to beat all of these tags separately in order to get to risk 18 and higher risk and specific risk combos. The tags, as I said before, the tags and the compound effect is the reason why difficulty in CC is the hardest. The stages themselves are actually pretty basic, but the stats of the enemies are scaled to absurdity. So looking at the stages, as I said before, there are 2 different types of stages. There's going to be fixed maps and rotation maps. Each of the stages have their own risks custom tailored to them and are unique. So fixed stages and associated risks stay for the whole duration of the event, but during the second week there will be risks added. There are many risks on the fixed stage. Rotation stages change stage and risks daily. The risks don't change and none are added, and there are fewer risks in the fixed stage. This doesn't mean that they are simpler in stage design. I'd like to argue that this map is probably the most complex map, and this map is probably the most basic one. This one's medium, this one's more difficult, but the thing is, since it's the rotation map, it doesn't have as many risks, so it's not that hard. So going on with the event missions, this event isn't just clear risk 18 and then get rewards, you get the rewards from missions, and they are missions separate than the clear risk 18. So event missions during CC are things that give event tokens. These tokens are called bounty. You use them to buy things in the CC shop. I don't know when this started, but there's going to be this yellow triangle currency. This is used to unlock higher risk levels. I think it was CC2, but I'm not sure about that one. But you unlock risk 3 stuff with this. These are rewarded by certain rotation and fixed map missions. Every map, fixed or rotation, has 2 different types of missions. What I call them are going to be risk ceiling missions. So, for example, risk ceiling missions are the 0, the 1, the 2, the 3, up to 8 for rotation maps, and up to 18 for the fixed map. The pattern with this, if you check on these ones, is that the first ones, like 1, 2, and 3, give 160 bounty, and then the last 3 give 20 bounty. This makes it so that the higher risk level ceiling missions give less rewards. So it's not that important to get to risk 18. It's for max rewards, yes, you need them. But if you're someone that can't do risk 18, you don't have to sweat that much. It'll be a difference between like maybe 1, 2, or 3 event rewards. This makes it so that the first couple of risk missions are going to be the most important, like maybe 1 through 15, maybe if you can do that, maybe even 13, that'll be fine, 10 maybe. But there's also an overlooked different type of mission that I haven't heard many talk about or just brush them off when they're pretty serious. These are going to be specific risk missions. These missions reward you with bounty when you select a specific risk or specific risk combo. For fixed map, as you can see in this picture, this only showed off 5, but there were 6 of them for CC2, and then for the rotation maps, there was only 1 of them. As you can see, these ones have high bounty rewards of 100 each, and there were 6 of them, so that's 600. For example, if you were to want to clear, let's say risk 14, right? Risk 15 is 40 bounty, right? 40, 20, 20, 20. If you were only to clear risk 14, you miss out on 100. But these specific risk missions give 100 each, so it would be better to clear 2 specific risk missions than clear 15, 16, 17, and 18 if that's your only option. If that's your only option, because obviously clearing both of them is the best. Now, specific risk missions, as you can see here, only have 3 risks, tops, or maybe 2 for the fixed mission, and then for the daily it has only 1. But now what you need to notice is that if you're one of the people ignoring all other units and building one strat, this will be your bottleneck. This is why advice saying to build for versatility of your roster, then building the core team is the most viable. Also, for speculation, it seems that for the rotation maps, since for the first rotation map in CC2, this risk minus 80% enemy HP is separate from all the other risks for the 1, 2, and 3. It seems that for the dailies, there's going to be specific risks there for the specific risk missions. Now, when it comes to specifics of this, I will use CC2 as an example. I'll actually use this one for example. Again, I'm using CC2 because I cannot find much information on CC1. I'm using anecdotal evidence, etc. So, yeah, but this is a format for CC in general, so don't worry about it too much. But in CC2, as I said, minus 80% enemy HP. If you do a strategy using all the other risks for risk 8, okay, you clear risk 8. This minus 80% enemy HP will completely change your strat. Your operators will start getting one shot, so you have to do you'll probably have to use, like, since Helliger can heal, he's pretty good. Myrtle, since she heals flat amount. Spectre, since Undying, you would have to maybe use some summons to stall some of the exploding spiders there that would one-shot your whole team. Some of the range slugs, you have to use range operators there. So pretty much what I'm saying is you have to completely change your strategy for some of these things, which is why building versatility and not just being narrow-minded is probably going to be the best, because as I said before, the more rewarding missions for CC is going to be specific risk missions rather than the high risk ceiling missions. The low risk ceiling missions are pretty rewarding, but the higher ones are less rewarding, so it would be better to have versatility and not go as high in the risk level, so that you can clear the specific risk missions and go build only one team, one core team, but not have other units, so that you can do this. So let's go over the CC1 and CC2 shop. I have a picture of CC2 shop, not all the stuff, but as you can see, there's tier 5 mats, tier 4 mats, tier 3 mats. You have then some special stuff like Amiya skin was reran here, some tokens here, some 5-star tokens, and new unit Bibik, which we're not going to go over in this video. but that was something for the CC2. Then for the CC1 shop, this is something to point out. There's a limited shop and there's a unlimited shop. For example, Seed Skin, Tier 5 mats, Tier 4 mats, Tier 3 mats, and then LMD, EXP, and furniture parts. Then Unlimited has Tier 3 mats. That's the most worth thing is going to be Tier 3 mats, maybe some skill books, etc. But you get to choose whatever you want to. This is an example. Out of the future CCs should have similar tiers of rewards, Tier 5, Tier 4, Tier 3. Next up is going to be the training room. This is going to be something that was added in CC2, as I said before. Let me read this verbatim so that I can make sure I'm correct on this, because I'm not sure about this at all. I have not seen any information about this. This is from a CN player. This is pretty much what they said. You clear the CC daily maps, and then they are added as fixed maps in the training room, which for the first clear, there will be some bounty and mats as rewards. So I'm guessing they're going to be specific risk missions and risk ceiling missions. If not, I know that the max risk level that you need is 7 for this. After the first time rewards, then you can be played this for fun. The maps rotate 1 per day and will be fixed into this system so that you can have longevity there. And some tags may change over time. Now, I know that CC is something that people think is the most difficult thing, and it is. It is the most difficult thing. But there are things to keep in mind so that you can make sure that you're not too stressed about it. Some maps, for example, rotation map 1, if you can buff all enemy HP by 25% or all enemy HP by 150%, you can buff their defense. Create a risk combo that does risk 8. And then you can not pick the target final defense line so that you can actually leak to enemies. So for example, if you want to just leak to enemies, maybe for the DP one, you can't get your DP up, you don't have an M3 murder, like something like that, then you can just leak the first towns and then you're fine, you just complete the stage. Second thing is going to be you're allowed to use a support unit for every single part of CC. If you're missing that one unit, then you can use a support unit, and then that can make you have more flexible strats. Keep in mind that there's 2 factors for support unit strength. Is the highest level operator on your team. Thing is, if there are any tags that ban certain operators, if you cannot put your E2 Silver Ash, I don't know if there's a guard defense on Victor map. You're probably not doing it, but if you have an E2 90 Silver Ash and that's your only E2, then that's going to be a big problem. Because if they ban defenders and guards, this is an example, then you can't use an E2 unless you have another one, which you probably should. One thing is that there might be some specific risk missions that ban certain operators, so you need to make sure that you have E2s of multiple classes. The other factor is trust. 100% trust, most people go for that for your own stats, but for the support units, 200% trust is needed for the full trust bonus. Again, the higher you go in risk level, the less important. Not less important, the less bounty, and yeah, the less important the higher risks are if you're prioritizing and you have to pick and choose, as the first ones are most important. You should be prioritizing the risk ceiling missions so that you can get the most amount of bounty as possible. And for the CC shop, this is something that I didn't say before. The max amount of bounty you can get for CC1 is 24,400 bounty. If you clear everything, risk ceiling missions, specific risk missions, everything. Thing is, buying up the limited shop, which is the most valuable stuff, is only 16,450 bounties, which is very possible to do just by clearing maybe like risk 5, risk 15, and then clearing the specific risk missions. In the CC shop, you can pick and choose what you want. For example, if you do not want seed skin, you can just not buy seed skin. If you don't want furniture parts, if you don't want EXP, if you don't want LMD, you can do that if you want to, and then buy all the mats of your desire, and then go into the limited shop and buy as much RMA as you desire, and then you'll be saving a certain amount of bounties on stuff that you don't want. I don't know if that's the best thing to do. I'd probably keep the LMD, maybe the EXP and furniture parts and seed skin you could skip, but everything else is everything here is pretty good value, so you should probably buy everything here. But you can choose if you don't want seed skin, if you don't care about siege, if you don't have siege, then you could just not buy it. Though this skin has not been reran, so I've been told that in CC2 for the training room, since CC2 the welfare unit is Babik, after CC2 you can still get her via the training room bounties. I think the training room stays. I'm not sure about this. This is anecdotal evidence. So you can get Babik even after the event by clearing the training room stages. After that, you get the bounty, and then you can buy in the shop. Today we went over an overview of the CC event, the tags and risk system present, the fixed stage and rotation stage system. For missions, we went over the different missions and existence of specific risk missions and risk ceiling missions, what to expect in CC shops, the training field system present in CC2, and why even with all of this, it might be the most difficult content, but it's not impossible to participate in, albeit intimidating. Be sure to take note that in future CC events, they may add more features like how they add the training room in CC2, so I'll make videos explaining those systems. If this video served you well, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more quality content like this. L, logging out.